Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie, and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot. And today, you guys, I thought we would take a look at JD Vance. We haven't done a real close look at JD Vance in a little bit. So I thought, you know what, let's see what's going on with him. As always, my readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research, form your own opinion, and please be kind in the comment section down below. And can we just take a minute to look at my tea and see how beautiful it is? This is my absolute favorite tea. It's the Aveda Comforting Tea. And I threw in a cinnamon stick and 2 star anise and then some local honey. And it's just, it's so yummy. So I just thought, oh, it looks so beautiful. I'm going to share it with you guys. So I'm filming this on Monday night. So it's evening time, so I'm having a nice cup of tea, but you guys are going to see this in the morning. All right, Spirit, what do you have for us? What is going on with JD Vance? And before I start, I do want to say, I know that my demographic isn't, I think, the demographic that watches South Park. Hhowever, if you don't, you should. And the most recent episodes where they have JD Vance as this like little tiny like baby man. He reminds me of the guy, I think they're trying to do a spoof on Fantasy Island, the little guy that was like the plane, like that guy. They make JD Vance look like him, and it is so funny. So, okay, what do we have for JD Vance? What is he up to right now? And what is coming for him in the near future, Spirit? What is going on with JD Vance now? Power of persuasion. Okay. What else do we have here? We have providing intervention, shifting dynamics, hidden clause, internal adversary, and united front. Okay, so let's slide these over to the side and let's pull some tarot. Right away, I'm going to move my pretty tea out of the way for you guys. Okay, right away, internal adversary makes, this is like him and Trump, okay? We have this powers of persuasion, providing intervention, shifting dynamics. I'm wondering if there aren't shifting dynamics and he is trying to stay in, JD, but there's these shifting dynamics, and this hidden clause is very interesting to me. What does that hidden clause mean? So let's do this. Let's do a spread to see what other information we can get from Spirit on this. If you guys are ever curious to know what cards I'm using, if you click on the link down below where it says more under my video for the description, there is a link in there to my website, which is just bobbiereads.com. And on my website, I have a page that has all of the different decks that I use. Okie dokie. So you guys can check that out. I also book all my tarot readings over there. So if you've ever wanted to have your own personal tarot reading with me, I do that over there. I have to move this to this side. Sorry, I was going to try to do it from that side, but it would be backwards. I could already feel it wasn't going to lay out right. Okay. Look at all of this energy that oh my gosh. Okay. Ooh. So this is interesting because right away we have a lot of court cards. We have 2 princesses and we have 3 queens. This is a lot of different competing energies. And you know what's very interesting is I'm almost wondering if some of this feminine energy isn't some of the men from the GOP. We all know the grinder likes to go down whenever the queens are in town. So starting off with general energy for JD Vance right now, we have the Princess of Swords reversed. The Princess of Swords reversed is being very manipulative and very cunning. This is very manipulative. And this is, with this being swords, this is almost like lying. Okay, so that is his general energy. Now, the challenge that he's facing is the Princess of Pentacles. And it's interesting that it's Ivanka Trump. I'm wondering if perhaps Ivanka herself or other people are getting into Trump's ear about J.D. Vance as a potential successor. The Princess of Pentacles is the energy of an offer. It could be a scholarly offer or a financial offer. The issue he might be facing is that he's starting to realize he may not get this presidential offer. I feel like there's fighting behind the scenes, and JD knows that he is not charismatic. And I think that his challenge is not getting the offer he wants. So there's something going on there. Now, the energy that he's coming from is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is sensitive and empathetic energy. So I'm wondering if this isn't people, especially women, providing support to JD. Like women behind the scenes, colleagues, family members, perhaps his wife and her family. But I feel like he wouldn't be where he is without the support of these women. And it's very interesting that he can co-sign this very misogynistic regime that's happening right now. It's very weird to me because I do feel like women have helped him get where he is. And it's really interesting too, because we have the energy that where he's coming from and the energy where he's going to. Where he's coming from, we have an upright queen. Where he's going to, we have a reversed queen. And when the Queen of Pentacles is reversed, this is something that you are expecting. It doesn't appear. Oftentimes it's money. So this could be a deal he's trying to make to get, the job he wants, but I don't see it happening. Ace of Swords reversed is conflict. So there is a lot of conflict going on behind the scenes. We have, again, this shifting dynamics, which would tell me, and then internal adversary. There's conflict happening. And I wonder if JD isn't getting a little bit desperate, knowing that he may not, become. So here's what I'm feeling. We all are feeling that Trump is going to be out, right? Whether he kicks the bucket or he resigns or he's, impeached or whatever. He's not going to be in this role for very much longer. And I think that JD is really, really starting to feel the pressure now because he's not getting support at all as far as being put in if something happens or when something happens to Trump. But in addition to that, typically what they have is like the VP, once the president runs their up to 2 terms, then generally, not always, but generally the vice president then will run for president. And I think JD knows that not only is he not going to be able to, step in for long after something happens to Trump, but I think he's also starting to feel that he's not going to be the contender when, he's not going to be the next Republican candidate for president. He's not going to have the support. What JD doesn't see coming is the 3 of Cups reversed, and I just threw it on the floor. So the underlying issue, or what JD doesn't see coming, is the 3 of Cups reversed. And the 3 of Cups reversed is indulgence or going too far, taking things too far. Oftentimes this can be chemical substance issues, different types of addiction. But I almost am wondering if this isn't just, I feel like there's some really, really depraved things going on. So you guys, I just recently watched the John Wayne Gacy docudrama or whatever limited series on Peacock. And then after that, I had to go watch the limited series documentary. And in the documentary, they were talking about after Gacy was executed, that there were basically it came out that there was like a child, ring trafficking, to high prominent individuals. And the thought was that not JD, excuse me, that John Wayne Gacy could have been supplying some of these, he could have been a part of it basically. And it makes me wonder, because this is, I guess, apparently this was in the 70s, but high up people, politicians in Chicago knew about this. So part of me wonders like how deep all of this stuff goes. And I just wonder, like, with all of the very disgusting stuff, I feel like a lot of it is like that indulgence going too far. And I just think that there's so many depraved things that are happening underneath the surface that we're not privy to. And I feel like, some of that, those dark undercurrents are impacting what we're seeing in our politics. And it's very interesting because the energy we have here is Ace of Cups reverse. This is an offer not coming through. This is being blocked. I just don't see him. I feel like he's getting blocked kind of at every turn. It's a very, very interesting energy. We have the Queen of Swords reversed for his environment. And this is sharp tongues and people making excuses for terrible behavior. So that obviously makes sense. Hopes or fears. He's wanting to plan for the future. He's wanting to become the commander-in-chief. He wants this so much. But final outcome for him is the Moon card. And the Moon card is all about secrets. It's about changes. This is a very interesting energy. What I actually want to read on is I want to read on JD and Pete Hegseth. So Pete Hegseth made an announcement with the Qatari royal family member that there was going to be, that Qatari air base in Idaho. Now, JD Vance has gone on and basically said, no, that's not true, which that was really interesting. I want to see what's going on with that situation between JD and Pete Hegseth over what's going on with this base. Did Hegseth speak out of turn? What's going on here? So we have the Ace of Cups reversed. This is all about an offer, an issue with an offer. Okay, so Spirit's connecting with the question. So thank you, Spirit. The challenge for what's going on here is the Queen of Swords reversed. So this is bad behavior. This is that Queen of Swords reversed, again, that we just saw. This is making excuses for bad behavior. There's bad behavior on every single side. JD's doing weird stuff. Pete Hegseth is doing weird stuff. No one is communicating with anyone else. And you know what I just got? We'll read on it, but I'm wondering what the interaction is between Stephen Miller and JD Vance. The energy that this situation is coming from is the Two of Swords reversed. This is manipulation. Having to make a choice, manipulation. Pete, I think, maybe was really pressured into saying that, or I don't know. It's really, really interesting, but there was manipulation involved. And when I did a reading on the Qatari Air Base. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. Just go to my channel and look at videos, and it's back there a little bit. But in that reading, I very much got that they didn't want to do this, but it's manipulation. Somebody has something on someone else. And that's why Hegseth, spilled the beans. The energy of where this whole thing is going is the Eight of Wands. So I think news is going to be coming out about it, information. This is action, acceleration, news. So I do think we could hear something about this, like some kind of an update or something relatively soon. The aim or the destiny is the Seven of Pentacles reversed. The Seven of Pentacles reversed is procrastination. So they're trying to, and I think, what's interesting is I think we got something like that as well on that Qatari reading, where it's the U.S. trying to procrastinate as long as possible so as not to put, other people on our soil. The underlying issue, or what we don't see coming, is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so this is tough, guys, because this is an offer coming through. So I wonder if there's going to be more money or an offer. or something, but I'm really feeling like even though JD's denying it, I feel like it's coming. The energy is the sun reversed. This is disorientation. This is things being done in the dark. This is very sneaky stuff. And of course, we know that the sun card can often represent the leader, the president. This very much makes me feel like, this is Trump's involvement. And this is all of those backdoor deals that he's doing with all of these people, all of these leaders of these different nations, and then his own personal private companies. The environment for this situation is the Ten of Swords reversed. So people are stabbed in the back. People are really, really mad. People are shredding each other over this. But I'm almost wondering if this doesn't mean eventually, I just feel like Pete Hegseth is eventually going to be on the chopping block. I really, really do. I'm surprised he's been around as long as he has. Hopes or fears? Egos. Oh my God. Wealthy men with egos just ruining everything. That is the fear. Final outcome for this situation between Hegseth, Vance, and this airbase is the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is impatience. It's haste. It's rushing something. There's some kind of rush going on here. It's very interesting. I just want to pull personal dynamic between I want to do personal dynamics, a relationship between JD and Hegseth, but then I also want to do dynamics between JD and Stephen Miller. So let's do 3 cards for each. United Front. I wonder who has JD Vance's back in the administration. I feel like there's these like different factions, different groups kind of splitting off. Oh, you don't want to go? Okay. So this is JD Vance and Pete Hegseth. He does not like Hegseth, and if he had it his way, Hegseth would be gone. And if he does get the opportunity to be president for a short period of time, Hegseth will be gone. This is a crossroads. This is a choice. And this is also that blindness, manipulation. And the Four of Swords is a forced timeout. The Star reversed is that dream come true ending. The wish is over. This is negativity and maladies. They're taking him out. I'm wondering if he's going to have to go to rehab. I'm wondering if there's going to be an issue with his chemical dependency and Hegseth ends up going to rehab. I want to see JD's relationship right now with Stephen Miller. How is that looking? Okay, so we have the High Priestess, we have the Four of Cups reversed, we have the Justice card, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. The High Priestess card is the card of intuition and inner knowing. The Four of Cups reversed is a card of boredom, dissatisfaction. The Justice card is all about balance, fairness, a balancing of the scales. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is working really hard at something that you're really good at. I think that JD is very I think he's kind of like meh, whatever with Stephen Miller. I think he could take him or he could leave him. However, he sees value in what Stephen Miller is doing. Stephen Miller is like the bad guy, and he's doing a lot of the things that a lot of the other Republicans apparently didn't have the stomach to do. So JD is kind of like, okay, Stephen, do your thing. You go right on ahead, do your thing for a bit longer. I do think Stephen Miller might be another one that goes if JD ever does become president. So I want to look at the relationship between Trump and JD Vance right now. What is the relationship between Trump and JD Vance? One more card, please. Okay. So we have the Hanged Man reversed, Judgment, and Four of Pentacles. Here we go. This is that martyr energy. JD wants him gone. Judgment. He can see Trump for what he is. I think he always has been able to. He hated Trump. He was a never Trumper. I mean, come on. Of course he sees Trump for what he is. But he's playing the long game. He hitched his wagon to Trump because he would rather sell his soul to the devil to get where he wants to go than to work there, to get there through honest, hard work. Four of Pentacles reversed is a card that talks about recession, money issues. They're fighting over these tariffs. But the Ace of Pentacles is an offer, and I'm wondering if this isn't, okay, so this could be a few things. It could be Trump trying to line JD's pockets as well, like pulling him somehow into some kind of a business deal, or this is a work opportunity. So this could be Trump exiting and then handing JD the presidency. That could be what that is. All right, you guys, what do you guys think of JD? I don't know. I don't like him. I don't like any of these people. Who am I kidding? Okay, so now that we're done looking at babyface JD Vance, I want to pull an oracle card. And today, you guys, I thought we would do the Ancient Stones Oracle. Let me grab it without setting myself on fire. Okay, this is the Rebecca Campbell Ancient Stones Oracle. So what I want now is I want any messages that Spirit would like for us to have. We looked at some heavy stuff, and now that we've seen, okay, this is the energy of JD Vance, what would Spirit like for us to know? What words of advice or wisdom would Spirit like for us to have for today? What would Spirit like for us to know getting through today? Okay, we have the Entrance Stone and we have Be the Mountain. The Entrance Stone says, new beginnings, step forward, expansion. The Entrance Stone card invites you to step forward into your future, to expand into the possibility of things working out better than you've ever imagined. It may be different to the way you thought it would be, but this card always appears when a positive outcome is likely for you. It urges you to open your mind to positive outcomes and to find a way to move toward the realization of all your dreams. However, to welcome the new, we must release the past and loosen our grip on things happening in a certain way. To welcome the new, we must be in the moment and cross the threshold from the past in the present. When we find a way to be in the present, we can truly welcome the new. Featured on this card is one of the best-known entrance stones in the world at Newgrange, a 5,200-year-old passage tomb in Ireland. This beautiful ancient stone is adorned with carvings of the triple spiral, or Truskelly, a mystical symbol thought to represent the Trinity, the past, the present, the future, and the earth, sea, and sky. It invites you to step forward into the future, to open your arms and heart wide and say yes, to trust that something positive will come of this. Maybe there's something you want deep down and have been wishing and praying for. This card is a good indication that your hopes and dreams will come true, but first you need to trust and step forth. Wow, this is a really beautiful card. This is really interesting because I had a tarot reading the other day and we were talking about the ability to let go of the control and allow the universe to take us where we want to go, the way the universe wants to take us, and not the way that we think we should get there. It's very interesting. It's like the harder you try to control things and the harder you try to make things go a certain way, the more resistance you get. And when you finally just release and say, okay, forget it, whatever, like just I let go, things always seem to have a way of, starting to fall into place. So I would really encourage you guys to continue to manifest what it is that you want, but then after you ask for it, let it go. Because if you can let it go and just release how it comes to you, universe is going to bring things to you in the weirdest ways, you guys. I've told this story. I'm not going to do it again, but it's in some of my other videos. But I've told this story about how my I had a car stolen and I didn't have a car, and I was in a bad situation, needed a car, and tried so hard and nothing was working, and then I won a car in a radio contest. Universe is very, very interesting. So get out of the way of spirit so that spirit can work on your behalf. Okay? And the second card we have for today is Be the Mountain. Slow and steady, foundations, patience. Mountains symbolize inner strength and solidity. We've long been captivated by mountains, perhaps because of their sheer size and scale. Many mountain ranges are visible from space, or because they represent wide, strong foundations while also reaching ever skyward. Those who reach the summits of mountains find their way above the clouds and can see farther than ever before, gaining new perspectives the higher they go. The thing about mountains is that without those strong, wide foundations, the heights wouldn't be reached. The Be the Mountain card is a reminder to go slow and steady with the goals so that you can soar higher than ever before. To ensure that you have strong, steady foundations so that you can reach to the heavens, it's a reminder that no matter how harsh the winds blow, nothing can knock you off center because you draw your strength from within. The shape of a mountain resembles a triangle, and the equilateral triangle is the strongest shape there is. No matter how much pressure you put on each of its sides, it cannot be broken, for it draws its strength from within. The speed of the soul and our will can cause us to push ourselves for longer than is sustainable. The ancient stones have been here since the beginning, and they're always urging us to slow down to the speed of the earth. The essence of the message here is to slow down so that you can speed up. Beautiful. All right, my friends, if you are still with me, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up on your way out. And if you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's free and it helps out my channel so, so much. And finally, if you would like to take your support of my channel one step further, you can join and become a member. It is 99 cents a month to join, and the information is in that description box down below. So click more, it'll expand, and all that info is in there. And please know that if it is not in your budget, that is a-okay. I still have a full library of content over here for you guys that is free, okay? All right, I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me while I flip cards, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.